Hey everyone, welcome to CresTV, your regular roundup of all things Crestron, AV, UC, and it's a good one today. I love getting our guest on. We've had him before, and it was a very interesting conversation. And today, I don't think is going to be any different. Live from Redmond, isn't it? Redmond, Seattle.
Redmond, yeah.
I need to come someday. Ilya Bukshteyn from Microsoft. Ilya, now you were on stage at Enterprise Connect, depending on when people were watching this year, and you were demonstrating a rather exciting new device from Crestron. We'll unpack that in a minute, but we were talking BYOD. Now, what's this all about? Where MTR, BYOD? I thought, it was one or the other. What's going on?
Yeah, I still believe, from all the customer conversations I have, that the best experience in a meeting room is going to be one where there's a compute there, an appliance, letting people walk in and join in seconds
Yep.
with high quality audio and video that's best for that room.
Click the button, magic
And that is
happens,
what,
and you're transported to the other side.
yeah, I think back like when we first started what's become Teams Rooms, the thing I'd hear over and over and over again is, why does it take 10 minutes to start a meeting? Why is every 10 minutes, by the time I plug in and drivers,
Yeah.
I just don't hear that anymore.
No.
I mean, I can't think, there's lots of things we have to make better and continue to improve. I don't hear from any Teams Room customer, or to give them credit, the other room systems, I just don't hear the late meeting start. Like we've, as an industry, I think fixed that problem.
That's level set now, isn't it? Table stakes.
Right. Now, what I do hear from customers is, one, there's not enough insight into room usage. So if I'm a customer and I'm managing a budget that probably is tighter this year than it was in the past,
Yep.
It's kind of interesting to see where the industry's come from. We've gone from I can't buy room systems because of supply chain, and I have all the budget I need, to I now have to figure out some choices and priorities because budgets are tighter. Fabulous life we live in technology and the modern economy. But what I am hearing from customers is, hey, I don't know which rooms are worth investing my budget into. Now, in reality, that's more nuanced, because what I am hearing is, my executive boardroom, hey, my execs are in the office.
Yeah.
And their meetings are all hybrid. So I have had probably more discussions about boardrooms, executive rooms in the past 6 months.
The complex large rooms, those divisible
Complex
rooms.
large rooms.
Yeah.
Yep. I was doing demos of our boardroom setup with a Crestron Automate VX system to over 100 CEOs yesterday.
Wow.
And huge
They
interest.
like it.
So
They like it.
Oh yeah. No, lots of. There's one who said, "Tell me the name of a partner so I can buy this tomorrow." So
Wow.
we're definitely gonna help her.
Checks in the post.
So, we know the high value, high impact, complex rooms. Yeah, those are worth investing.
Yeah.
What isn't clear to most customers is, below that, which rooms get used, which rooms and so I think customers are kind of making educated guesses, and in the rooms where they can't afford or don't want to prioritize yet putting a Teams room, they are putting some sort of BYOD solution. Everything from just a display to a display with USB audio video, to systems with a lightweight compute that do more than that, like the system I showed, the Air Media system. So the question, I think, for us is, our customers are IT. That's who buys the licenses, deploys the systems. Can we help them more? And we believe we can. So job one for me is, can we give IT insight and value for every space, even if that space does not, as I think of it yet, have a Teams room? So we are going to try to get every signal we can, whether it's from a lightweight compute running some sort of Teams client to just signals off of the laptops people bring in the rooms. And we're going to try to show every room, every shared space in our management portal, and enable IT to say they want to get utilization information and quality information, and hey, maybe the USB appliance in that room has grown legs and walked away information. And based on that, I believe IT will be able to make smarter investment decisions And I have confidence in the value of Teams rooms that over time, the rooms that get used, they will invest to make into Teams rooms.
Yeah.
Now, in parallel, we also want to improve the user experience for rooms that are not yet Teams rooms. And so the two things that we announced at Enterprise Connect, in addition to BYOD rooms being shown for IT, was one, an enhanced user experience where if we detect that there's a large screen display, instead of showing everyone your personal Teams view with all your chats and
this is the fact you thought about it.
Yeah, so we're going to show you a presenter view that doesn't have the control, what we call the U bar. Like it's meant for putting up on a large display in front of everybody. So anyhow, we're going to enhance the user experience for that.
So you don't get all the messages, so someone says, hey, you come in for coffee, what are you doing for lunch? That doesn't go up on the big screen in front of the CEO.
Or, your boss says, what are you thinking about, who's you're promoting next or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You show that to the whole room. And then the other thing is for devices that can run some form of Teams client, we're going to take advantage of that. And so what we showed on stage was a Teams version of AirMedia. And that's running actually our Teams panels client. So the same client you'd see on a panel outside of a room.
Yep.
It's going to run. Few advantages. You walk in, the large screen display shows you the Teams. It looks like Teams, feels like Teams, shows you the Teams calendar. And of course, it connects back to our management portal. So it can tell you utilization and who's booked the room and who hasn't and all of that stuff. So we're going to continue to invest in those areas, the IT visibility into BYOD rooms, the user experience sort of on the laptop they bring in, and the client on the systems that are capable of running the client. I want to be clear. I don't think it's going to be possible for us to make that BYOD experience exactly as good as a Teams room experience. No. We can make it better, but I have a lot of confidence, again, in the value of that Teams room experience. But I think improving the BYOD experience and especially arming IT with insight is just a good thing for our customers and for us.
Yeah, it's definitely an and rather than an or, isn't it? I think that's the thing. The two can sit very nicely together. And it was funny, we were talking before I pressed record, there is this perception that Microsoft is very rigid and very structured and very, you have to do things in a certain way. And, it was last time we were talking about interop, and you were saying, we'll talk to anyone, and you've brought in other vendors, you're not this closed shop. And now, again, the customers are asking for a BYD. You say, okay, we can do that. And we can do it better. We can give you those insights and we can give you that better user experience so you're not sharing your messages, and make it simple with one cable rather than, an HDMI, 12 USB cables, a hub, and a whole knitting mess of wiring on the desk, working with partners like Crestron to make it an elegant experience. You come in, you push a Teams button on a dongle, some magic happens, and you get your calendar and you get your meeting.
If there's one thing that I think folks might say about me is I'm very open to ideas. Lots of folks contact me on LinkedIn or email, I'd say daily. There's been 2 so far today. I'm going to say no sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to say, yep, that doesn't make a lot of strategic sense, but I'll always respond. So cool. I try. I try to be open, definitely.
It's brilliant. Again, I love the fact of this new flexibility and adding a BYOD option for those smaller meeting rooms, but giving the stats, and that's the key thing. Giving data to allow customers to again make those informed decisions of should we put a full MTR in there, or this room's used very occasionally. People are doing local PowerPoint presentations, not joining meetings. We'll leave it as it is. So really cool.
I'm very confident that if we give more information to our IT customers and help them make smart decisions, that they'll value that, and we'll all end up better in the long run.
Very cool. Now, I've got a feeling we're going to be talking again at some point about some other new products, but we won't talk about that now. Ilya, thank you ever so much for joining us and for the announcement at Enterprise Connect around BYOD and joining us here on CresTV.
Yeah, and look forward to seeing everyone in Madrid and you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Ilya. And thank you all for tuning in to this episode of CresTV. BYOD is now a thing. Go and have a look at Microsoft.com, go and have a look at Crestron.com, look at the Air Media announcement with the Air Media Connect dongle for Teams, and make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, and all that good stuff for YouTube, and we'll catch you on the next CresTV.